Hello!
What's going on, guys? Thanks for showing up,
buddy. Yeah. What great people to show up here.
Everybody's here. Issue number 19.
One away from 20.
No, we're close.
Which means...
I don't know. It means we hit 20. That's what it means.
Is there some significance to the number 20?
21, maybe.
Another drunken
Boomzies.
That's all I'm imagining. Hey, we're back again.
Number 21.
Number 21, yeah. I don't know if we'll bring that back. Will we bring that back?
I don't know. Maybe. Potentially.
Maybe.
Probably on a different level. A different
level.
A little differently.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, we can drink on the show.
Yeah.
Well, if you have never watched a Boomzies, shame on you. May you die the death of 1,000 bastards.
Or just keep watching. That would be,
okay,
I think, more of a responsible decision.
Yeah, if you want to take the good guy route. But
if you've never seen a Boomzies, like it and continue.
Oh, okay, okay. Or that. Either one.
Dichotomy.
The die or to keep watching.
Yeah.
It's up to you. But we are Mass Geek Debate. We debate topics about video games, comic books, movies,
entertainment,
geek culture, yeah. Anything geek.
Hash it out.
Debate it. Have a fight. And then cuddle afterwards.
Maybe.
That's what we tell our viewers.
We aim for the cuddling, but I can't guarantee that happens.
You know, hey, whatever. Brian's room is pretty. Yes, we are in.
Yeah, we're in a different location.
Room. We are in my man cave. That sounded dirty. We're in my man cave now. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Hey, yeah.
Good times are ahead. Mass Geek Effect. That's right. We do have Mass Effect 1 and 2 collector's editions, which I'm kind of proud of.
Yeah. I've only got the second collector's edition.
Well, life sucks for you, doesn't it now?
Whatever. I still enjoyed the hell out of them.
Life just isn't as good anymore now, is it? Well, shall we talk to the people about our day?
Sure. Yeah.
What's been going on all week? You want to start, or shall I start?
I can. Mine's a
Okay,
little lackluster. His is much more interesting, I'd say. For me, I've been kind of in a weird. I'm moving, and that's why we're here, and not rather than being in my home.
Right.
I'm in the process of moving. Today was like the really big day, so I've been moving like all my big
and
furniture.
You got a lot done.
Got a shit ton done. Pretty much got all the large furniture, all the couches, all the TVs.
Can you compare that to a measurement? Is that in kilograms?
Yeah.
Is that an English measurement?
It's a ton of shit.
Okay.
So I think the measurement.
So it's still a ton.
It's
It's still a ton.
Yeah, it could just be a ton of anything. I just chose shit.
Why
flows.
Is that? It flows.
Yeah, up the tongue a little better.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just gonna keep on moving.
Keeping that there.
Keep on moving here.
Anyways, I don't even know what else.
Hey, those guys, what's going on? Oh wait, but my prize from last week arrived. Apparently, it broke during shipping. Oh.
And which one did he get?
He got the Mario Kart. And I really tried to pad that thing.
Man.
S-Bach, but your prize didn't break, did it? Wow. We are so...
That sucks. I'm sorry.
Did it break? Does it not work? Or
is it the packaging or the actual thing?
Yeah. That, I don't know, because that makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
We made him go through all this crap.
Yeah, all of our...
And then broken.
Dumb shit.
Wow, that's like the biggest middle finger ever.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure that out later. But
sorry
anyway.
about that. Really apologize. So I'm a little scatterbrained right now. I've just going through a lot of other stuff. The only really thing that I've done, like entertainment wise, I haven't really played any games this week. I get off work and I come home and pack things. I saw Puss in Boots. My girlfriend loved all the Shrek stuff, and she loves cats, and she wanted to go see Puss in Boots. I was like, can we go see like Tower Heist or something? I explained to her everybody that's in Tower Heist. I'm like, Matthew Broderick, come on. And she was like, I'm not interested.
See, I was interested in the film until I saw Ben Stiller. I'm like, oh, the film's not going to be funny now.
Well, Ben Stiller can be funny.
No.
Tropic Thunder was pretty good.
Ben Stiller is like a anti-comedy sponge. When there's comedy around, he sucks it up. And he goes, and then the comedy is no longer there.
I think Tropic Thunder was really, really solid. I don't care for like the Zoolanders and stuff, but Tropic Thunder was pretty good. Have you seen Tropic Thunder?
His parents are much more funny.
Have you seen Tropic Thunder?
I have not.
Okay. I'd recommend it. I think everybody else in the cast really holds their own, and it's really funny. But anyways, so I saw Puss in Boots. And
I'm sorry she made you watch that movie.
Yeah. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I definitely recommend it if you've got kids. Super solid movie for kids. It's really entertaining, really funny.
Good kid movie.
The animals are pretty cute. I think it works really well.
You're like, You know, cute animals.
I think for kids.
What about for furries?
Oh God.
Would furries dig it?
I don't want to even talk about furries.
Would furries dig it?
That's so weird.
What if we have people who are furries?
They would because
Okay.
it's animals and they wear clothing.
We are
human
geek
clothing.
culture, and furries are kind of in the geek culture, aren't they?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a weird
Can
culture.
we please let us expand our horizons
Okay.
and appeal to our demographic here? Okay.
All right. Any furries in the chat?
Any furries in the chat?
Raise your
please.
virtual hand, please.
Yeah. I saw a similar movie, Pussy Boots. Not the same. Not
Yeah.
the same at all. You would think it would be.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the difference between Ghost and Ghost Dad.
Yeah.
You watch it thinking, oh, I'm going to see Bill Cosby, but uh-oh.
Yeah.
Instead, it's another dude wrapping his arms around another girl's hands when she's doing some pottery, and it's very sexual, and it confuses you as a child. So,
Yeah. Thankfully, I was an adult, and I think I can clearly differentiate.
That's Deltex. I'm here. You can start the show now. Everyone,
Rewind.
Rewind
Restate everything you've said.
Repeat it.
Yeah.
So yes.
All right. So I recommend it, especially if you've got kids. Like I said.
Okay.
If you've got a girlfriend that really just wants to see it, it's bearable. It's not a terrible film. Shrek doesn't come in and kind of ruin things.
It doesn't showboat.
Yeah. There's no.
I was afraid of that.
There's no like cameos and weird stuff. Like it's just overall pretty good. It's getting good reviews too online. So
Rotten Tomatoes and all that.
yeah, I mean for a kids movie and whatnot, it's
What if you
fun.
have somebody else's kids? Can you bring it? Like if you've kidnapped a child,
Okay.
would that be good to bring them to that film?
I think that there could be worse films. Okay, you can take them too, I guess.
So, to would-be kidnappers of children, Puss in Boots is a great film to take them to.
Yeah. And then potentially back to their home.
Oh, right, of course, back home,
Yeah.
straight afterwards,
Right.
because you're only
Yeah.
helping.
You're
us
kidnapping
do-
for their entertainment.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Not for
exactly. No,
not
no.
for your entertainment for the children.
Right.
Yeah. 'Cause-
That turned out more awkward than I had hoped.
yeah.
Like, I hope things turned out awkward.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for, but that turned out a little more awkward.
You're bringing in kidnapping of small children.
Yeah, but
Awkward. Right in its sense.
But you took it to a new level of awkwardness when you said for their entertainment.
Yeah.
You see, that's your bad right there.
For the children's entertainment.
I gave you this little bomb here, and I'm just like, hey, let's not blow this up, bud. Let's not blow this up. And you cut the red wire instead of the green one, and it kind of blew up in your face.
Yeah. Segue.
Uh-huh.
So the other thing that I did this week, I went to one of his parties.
Yes, segueing, Chadia. You heard it here, folks. Landon endorses kidnapping children and forcing them to watch furry movies. Boomzies approved.
Somebody's gonna do some art where it's like, stamped on their Boomzies approved.
Yeah,
right after
Boomzies
that thing,
approved.
yeah.
Exactly. I want that stamp.
Like
on
Married with
stuff.
Children stamp.
Next week, Boomzies is presented by Furries International.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Hey, they want to pay me money. I'm good at that, man.
Okay.
You're really good at making it awkward. I know.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, Demon Gamer 33. Yeah, we are taking calls.
taking
That's the other
calls.
thing. If you've never been to a
Yes.
Boomzies, we do take. We interact with the chat live, as you can see in the over there on that sidebar. So feel free to chat, say anything you want. We'll comment back, call you out, whatever. have
I've even
conversations.
taken off the censoring, so you can say words like penis or butt.
Are you church lady right now?
Or
Go-
you
go
can
full church
say
lady for me.
vagina, maybe if you want to. Any of those dirty words you can say now.
You can also call us. too,
Yes.
Via just standard phone or via Skype.
Yes, phone 316-778-0730 or our Skype, which
Sometimes works.
sometimes works.
Sometimes
It's a
really-
temperamental
90% doesn't.
90%, but you should try it
10%
out.
it works half the time.
Oh my god, penis! Anyway, so
Just fill the chat with vagina.
fill the
and
chat
penis.
with dirty words now. Have a blast, everyone. We're gonna go away while you do that.
Let's create some new dirty words while we're at it. So.
Really? Okay.
They're
Get
tasked
creative,
with
folks.
that.
But this week, yes, I had a game night. Had some.
That just started to come up. I had a guy.
I had a guy, and then afterwards, and he didn't even pay. But after all that, we had a game night, and we had a bunch of folks over, and just played games. I had a blast. Of course, Landon came over for a little bit. He was busy doing the movie thing, so he had to jet.
I poked in for about 2 hours.
Yeah, a couple hours. But here's a few pictures of the night. Us playing the games here. got us playing some Typing of the Dead.
Oh, joyous.
Oh, yeah, man. Typing of the Dead. Had the arcade machines going. Had Sunset Riders and the Neo Geo, and then in the middle had another TV with some PS3 action going on. And then here's some more Typing of the Dead action. There's a few of the people playing. Got some hardcore. It was hardcore, man. Of course, more Typing of the Dead.
Did you take any pictures other than Typing of the Dead? That one period of time, he's like, I gotta take photos.
We had some Texas Hold'em going on, which we never actually played. But it made a lovely table for the snacks.
Yeah, there was a cool Resident Evil card game that was there.
There was. We didn't play that. But it was... Evidently, you can, like, reenact.
It looked neat.
You can, like, play through
I would like to try that.
You can reenact, like, Resident Evil 1 through 4.
Yeah. I'd like to try that. I think some night, give that a shot.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting a call on the Boomzies phone. Hold on. Get your headphones in. Hello, you've reached the Boomzies phone.
Hey guys, it's Demon Gamer 33 in chat.
What's going on?
Not too much. I just got done playing old Battlefield 3 a little earlier.
What do you think of it?
It's pretty decent. I mean, I haven't played Modern Warfare 3 compared to it, but I have a feeling Modern Warfare 3 is going to be the same though, so...
So are you going to buy Modern Warfare 3?
I don't know if I'm actually going to buy it as much as I'm probably just going to rent it. Just to see what it's about, if it's anything different or not.
Sweet. So what's been going on in your week?
Yesterday I went to see the new Harold and Kumar in 3D.
And how was that?
It was actually better than I thought it would be. I don't know. But then again, I like the Harold and Kumar movies, so I kind of it was going to be funny. But I kind of thought the 3D would be like tacked on or something. It seems like a lot of 3D movies that come out. The 3D like,
and it looked did that. Especially in the previews. Like, you saw a ton of effects. You're like, yeah, that's going to be 3D. Yeah.
It all looked cheesy.
Yeah, exactly.
Expected 3D.
I don't know. I don't feel like some movies, I feel like the 3D just tacked on to sell more tickets.
Probably. But I think it was... most of the reason they did it for this film was for, I guess, satirical purposes. Like, haha, we're 3D. Yeah. But...
Yeah, and they kind of make fun of the 3D, too. Like, saying how it's, like, the gimmick's kind of getting old and stuff.
Was it funny, at least?
It's pretty funny, actually. I was surprised.
How would you rate it compared to the other Harold and Kumars?
I think I'd agree with a lot of people. It's probably not as good as the first one, but probably a little better than the second one.
So when it comes out on DVD, is it a buy, a rent, or just pass on it?
I don't personally. I don't buy movies that much, so I'd probably just rent it again. But
cool.
I don't know.
Just depends.
I haven't really bought a movie in a while, so I don't know. It's because it's like movies. It's like you're only gonna watch them a few times, and they're gonna throw them back on the shelf for like a year or two.
And especially with Netflix.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Talk to you later, sir.
You guys.
I thought I was
add it
done
to the chat.
Yeah, add it to the chat. We did not mean to cut you off. Sorry. We are not dicks like that. We are dicks, but not like that.
Yeah. Sorry
about that. Apologize. But anyway, we also had a little bit of some Guitar Hero.
Is the fog in there?
2 action. No, the fog had kind of dissipated, but we had the fog machine and the lights going, and it was pretty awesome. Wait, we got another call on the Boomzies phone. That Boomzies, Mr. Ruckus. Hello, Adam. What are you doing?
Hey, Mr. Brian, Mr. Landon, how you guys doing?
What's going on?
It is good to see you, sir.
Hey, I was looking at your pictures. You guys were mentioning that Resident Evil card game. Is that the deck building card game?
Yeah, it's a pre-described deck that you build as you play the game. As you kill zombies, you get cards.
At my card store, I was playing at an F&M,
And we had about 2 hours to burn before the tournament started, and this guy's like, hey, I teach Cemetery Resolution, and it took about 30 minutes. And I tell you, dude, I actually ended up spending more time playing that game than the actual Magic tournament. Dude, that game's a lot of fun. Did you guys actually play it, or just look at it?
No, Sean, a friend of ours, Sean, brought it over, but he said, like, you can play, you know, as a team, you can play all by yourselves, you can play, like, Resident Evils 1 through 5, the actual games, and play through them. He says, like, there's, the amount of games you can play within it is insane.
Yeah, I know there's, I think there's at least 2 expansions that you can buy. And I was actually looking at this on Amazon. You can buy at least the core game for like $25, and I think it's like something like 8 players. Yeah,
that's cheap.
$25 for a card game where you don't need to really buy anything extra. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, especially since you don't have to buy like expansions and have everybody else have their own cards. You can just bring it and have everybody play.
And it's a franchised card game for $25.
Yeah, unlike other like Magic or whatnot, where it really determines how much money you spent on your deck. This game is more fun because everybody has the same fair chance.
Which actually, if I'm not mistaken, Sean told me it was done by Namco. The actual card game was done by Namco. It's a Capcom franchise done by Namco card games.
Yeah, I don't know who actually produced
Capcom's never made a card game.
Go figure that one. So.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know. Did you say you actually played, or you just looked at it?
We just looked, like, he just told me about it. After everybody left, he's like, by the way, I have this badass game that we never played. I'm like, oh.
Well, next time we ever get together, man, you guys should bust that out.
We will. I'm going to have to try to indoctrinate some of our more...
we should cast it.
We should have a top-down
camera.
Hardcore casting of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But then people could cheat.
Sometimes it's more fun not to play video games, you know, like it's awesome to bust out Monopoly.
Exactly. We almost busted out Dark World, a board game. We had a board game here just in case. I thought maybe we could play that, but we didn't get to it. But next time.
All right, man. Well, you guys take care, all right?
You too, sir.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, hey, Brian, real quick.
Yeah.
If it's too personal, don't answer it, but how'd your job thing go?
It went good. I had the interview. For those of you who don't know, I'm jobless. I'm a bum. But I interviewed for a job out of town. Went well. Went, you know, as good as it could, and then I got a email back or a call back that said that they were not going to be hiring me at this time. So,
oh, man.
Yeah.
The Emporia.
Yeah, the Emporia one.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
It's okay. I mean, it's a door that's supposed to be shut. I mean, I'm not supposed to get the job. So, I'm not hurt.
Well, you know,
it'd be nicer to have one.
I'm sure you'll find something, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time, and the right one's going to pop up, so.
All right, guys. So take care, man. Good luck with the job search.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, bye.
See ya. You know, until then, my male stripping was going well.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know,
yeah.
The ogre stripping is huge. It is a huge bit of stripping that is really it's a genre that hasn't really been properly mined.
It's the Shirley Temple ogre stripping. Is that?
It is. Yes. Boomzies should get airtime on national TV, but oh well. Instead, we get reality programs and talent shows. Hell yes, Lola Roggy. I'm with that. I am with that. But anyway, the whole point about that, and the reason I brought this game night is, we just had a blast. We played Bomberman Online on the Dreamcast. Had a blast. Played Pac-Man Versus on the GameCube.
Did you guys do tournament, like prizes?
We didn't do prizes really, just because, well, we were going to do Call of Duty. Here's the funny thing is, we had Call of Duty set up, didn't touch it once.
Yeah.
And not that that's bad. I'm not saying anything against Call of Duty, but I want to do something different. So
there's more party games.
Yeah, we're doing Typing of the Dead. We're doing, like I said, Pac-Man Versus, switching the controller. Everyone's just having a blast.
There's some Donkey Konga.
There's 4-player Donkey Konga going on. We had...
Don't play on the NES sounds.
Oh god, clearly, that is the most annoying
bad decision.
Bad decision you could make. And so we ended up going through Power Stone 2. So my point is, I would encourage everybody, if you can, if you've got some friends, get together and play games. Because playing online's cool and all, but there's nothing like getting together. Literally, I just said, bring your own snacks, you know, so people bring chips or pop. It was like 7 p.m. till 1, 2 in the morning. And we just had a blast playing games. I would have liked to play that Resident Evil card game, but there's something about getting together with gamers and playing that you can't replicate online.
Yeah, it goes back to our couch co-op episode.
Yeah.
It's like yes, online co-op and online gameplay and stuff. it's really fun, but it is trumped tenfold.
Exactly.
By getting together and having
just having people together, BSing, and we got the arcade machines going, so I was very happy with it. So I'd encourage you guys, start game nights. We're doing it once a quarter, just because everybody's schedules, but start game nights. Have people over, friends and just enjoy gaming again. The social aspect of gaming, I should say.
Yeah.
So
just get-togethers.
That's the moral of the story today, boys and girls.
Back to the accent. Right back to it.
Right back to it. That's right. Anytime I'm getting too emotional, I go back to that.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
too
your,
afraid to cry.
It's your bubble.
It is my bubble. I'm like, I'm gonna cry. Accent, and it just pops
just
out
stops.
from the tears.
Gut.
Yes, real life
Done.
multiplayer online. Exactly. Yeah. So, you want to talk about introducing to our first topic of the night, sir?
Yeah. So our opening topic is there's a survey type.
There was a study done.
Study, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, study with children. What was the age of these?
Middle school students. 500 middle school students.
Okay, 500 middle school students. And it's basically judging kind of their creativity, how creative they are versus based on their kind of lifestyle. If
right,
children,
technology.
Yeah, based on like, do they play video games frequently? And basically the study, in a nutshell, says that if you play video games, you are much more creative than children that do not play video games, which,
right,
blanketly stating that, makes sense.
Well, makes
sense to me.
It's big proof because, there's been a lot of arguments about, problem solving in games and how that helps you in real life. But they actually said that they had them draw a curved shape, just interesting, exciting picture out of a curved shape, and they had to write a story about it. So what they ended up doing is, the more children played video games, the more creativity they displayed. But there's no correlation between internet or mobile phones use with creativity. And the greatest thing about it was, it didn't matter their gender, didn't matter their age, or what genre they played. Playing video games in general improved their creativity, which, to me, that does make sense, because you are problem solving, you're actively involved in it. You're kind of
getting it. You're thinking outside of just your couch, your living room. You're getting into just something else, and it's essentially like, it's reading a book. I'm sure that if this was done a study like children that maybe read books more frequently, I'm sure the children that read more books, they're probably more creative.
Probably with their imagination. because you do have to engage that part of your brain with imagination, and I think it's a difference between an active and a passive activity. Watching TV, you're passive, whereas gaming, you're very active and involved in it. So, I just think, the more we understand about the mind, the more we're going to understand really how much games, they're good for us. Now they really are.
Now, has Fox News denounced this? This is a lie.
Geraldo Rivera here, everyone. Just wanted you to know that this is complete falsehood.
They come out there like, yeah, they're more creative, but they killed a lot of people.
They did. They killed a lot of zombies. I imagine there's going to be a spin to this, but really, there's going to be an endless debate about this whole, are they educational, and do they help you, do people get killed by them? Does it inspire violence? And it's like, the fact that you see studies like this and you're like, oh, creativity. But yet these things that inspire creativity also inspire people to kill.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't see that correlation.
Well, there's an interesting, I heard this, somebody make this thing, the only time that you actually grow and add knowledge to yourself is by the people that you meet and the things that the interactions that you do. And I think, by playing these video games and stuff, you're interacting with essentially people in this world, in this environment. You're constantly learning, whether or not it's necessarily directly educational stuff that you would learn in school. You're learning in general. Honestly, on Gears, I didn't know what the little pegs were called on Gears. They're cogs.
Oh, they're cogs, yeah.
Gears of War. Would have never known that. Would have never cared to know that necessarily. But you learn that just, both from little things and large scale things. It's knowledge.
Knowledge is power. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
And our star that cuts across the screen right now.
G.I. Joe was always right.
Yeah.
Knowing is half the battle. What is the other half of the battle?
Guns and bullets and strength and...
Strength.
Yeah.
And pubes.
So the battle, okay, yeah.
You can't.
Whatever.
You can't have those. You don't have little kids pew pew pew. You have to have pubes.
I don't want. Okay.
I'm
not. All right.
We're
moving. I'm not even.
Audience, am I wrong here? I would say I'm right.
You can still be an adult and take care of Okay, we're not talking about this. This is not a conversation we're having.
Do tell, Adam. You were on a point. I felt you were on. Oh, darn, we're getting a call.
Yeah.
Darn it. I was so looking forward to talking about that. You've called the Boomzies Pubes line. Who are we talking to?
It's so stupid. Hello? Anybody?
Hello? Is it me you're
I think I
looking
can hear
for?
a light. Maybe they...
Do you have the phone up to your mouth?
Is our volume up? Is maybe our end?
Okay, it ended.
Sorry about that. Maybe try again.
Yes.
Maybe it might be our volume. I
Is
don't
your
know.
phone upside down? Have you swallowed it?
You just immediately blamed
Lone guy spy. Having a lot of cleavage and tight shorts on your women. Hey. Kinky. Although we do not support the exploitation of women, we here at Boomzies believe that women are equal opportunity and just as good as men. And we here at Boomzies
Women
hope...
are equal opportunity? That's what they are? Just came out weird. I understand the statement that you're trying to make.
Off the top of my head,
All
man.
right. Okay.
I'm not going to have the grammar right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Your job is to help fix the mistake.
It was amazing. It made sense. Perfect. Gaming doesn't help you spell and say things properly. It just helps you be creative.
Yes.
This is creative, by the way.
Creative. And now we know why Landon failed his sign language course in college.
Yeah, I never cared for
What is the sign language creative? Butterfly. Heavy breathing. Yes. Well, let's move on to our second topic because we have just gotten all kinds of weird.
Yeah, sure.
Again, not helping.
Okay, all right, yeah. Hey, we got weird. Let's keep going.
Help me,
yeah.
everybody here.
Moving on.
Main topic of the night we're going to talk about is
Introduce it.
Defunct diction. Where my code's at? As I put on there. Hip. Yo. We're talking about all
Because clearly, you don't want to mess.
Don't mess with the codes.
This.
Don't mess with the codes. We are talking about all of the... Hey! Get on subject.
Okay. I'm sorry.
We are professional.
We're just extremely white.
There are people watching us.
I'm wearing, look at this. I'm white. I'm clearly white.
Flannel?
Yeah.
Why do you gotta always bring the race card in, man? Is that necessary?
Yeah.
Okay.
In this case.
Okay. Well, our main topic we're talking about is defunct diction, video game terminology that has gone away.
Yeah.
Talking about codes, cheats, all the things that I remember growing up with that we no longer have anymore. Yeah. Where they've gone.
What happened to them?
What happened to them? Is it good they're gone? Have they
evolved into something?
Yeah, exactly. Have they evolved?
What have they changed to? Where are they
a Charmander.
Where in the world?
A Charmander. Yeah. Oh, we're getting a call on the Boomzies phone now. Okay. Welcome to the Boomzies phone.
Hello?
Hey.
Hello. Hey. Who are we talking to?
This is Green Wolf 83. I'm on the chat.
Yes, sir. The one with... Are you still getting lag?
Yeah, it's not really about that. It was the whole creative subject.
Yes. Talk to us about that.
My parents always used to say that video games would kill my brain cells. Video games would make me less creative. But I've noticed as the years have gone by, the more games I play, the more I use the games as a basis for my creativity. But I don't create my own ideas in a sense. But I imagine them in their worlds and how they exist.
Right. So you look at that as a source of information, all the character designs, the music.
Yeah, I find things like the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's an amazing world and how everything goes by. You just wish you could be the character, and I use my imagination to express that. And
when you kind of put yourself into that character in a way, I mean, you're experiencing this character, and you make decisions based on how you feel the character should go. And somebody like me, I might play the character completely different because I experience the creative process differently than you do.
Yeah, it's I've noticed that over the years my creativity has gone through the roof because of video games. Like, I used to be very basic. Like, I used to pretend I was a army soldier, and that was about as much as I used to be. But now I've imagined characters with much far greater detail, much greater, and I'm also a story writer, so that really helps in the sense of pretending to be the character.
So have you noticed your writing has improved as you played video games?
Yes, I have.
So look at that.
My
Video
art-
games.
Yeah, my art style has kind of gone down the toilet, so
Well, you know.
we'll talk about that a little later.
It's okay. We hear Boomzies.
So.
It's okay. We don't involve ourselves in that. I mean, well, we do in ways, but not with our viewers, because that's okay. You're creative. You'll find ways to overcome that. Or at least we hope so.
Yeah, it's weird actually. Watching you guys actually talk to me, it's weird.
It's weird.
It's disturbing.
You're talking, but it's later on the video.
Yeah, it was weird. Well, yeah, I tried to call her and my phone flipped closed on me because I broke my flip, so.
Oh. Well, thank you for calling, sir, and putting your opinion in. Again, more proof that video games do not make you dumber.
Unless you look at the videos like Saints Row's things where they have so many flashing lights it almost causes a seizure. That might hurt your head a
That's
little.
true,
But
yeah.
other than that,
Good point. But, hey, small caveat. Yes, exactly. All right, man, well, have a good night.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
I'm really excited for the next Saints Row, by the way.
You are?
Yeah, it looks badass.
It does look cool. I mean, I'm not into those games, but it looks like they completely take the idea and just go off the wall.
You've clearly got two differences between Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row now. And
it's completely goofy. They've taken the idea of Grand Theft Auto that was over the top, and they've just gone like times a billion and just made it redonkulous.
And I just love that they've got this mode now. It's called Horde mode.
Right.
Spelled like a whore.
Can you not spell whore, Landon?
W-H. Whore. Yeah, W-H-O-R-E. Yes, I understand.
Okay.
But, like, they got the idea.
I just wanted to make sure you could spell it. Yes. Because we are talking about creativity and smarts with video games. But now that
I graduated from college. I'm smart. As a graphic designer in art, so yeah.
Yeah, that does look cool. I'd be interested.
I think it'll be pretty fun. Okay, so where do we leave off?
We are talking about old video game lexicon.
Right.
What's gone away? We're hearing from some people.
I think some people have already kind of hit the nail on the head. Where was it? Cold Guy. Code still exists. ... As paid DLC. I think for the most part, blanketed a lot of these changes. It's like they're still here, but now we got to pay for them rather than just having fun unlocking.
Well, yeah, there's no like up, down, left, right, A start. You know, Sonic stage select.
That's pretty much gone.
You know,
I think
that
Grand
kind of
Theft Auto
stuff
still kind of has some of those.
Well,
codes
with your
built
cell
into it.
phone, right?
Yeah.
But the idea of learning codes and special combinations and like pressing start and then entering this and you get extra lives or whatever, that kind of idea is gone. But my question is like, why? Is it just no longer needed? Are people not interested in that?
I don't know. I mean, as far as those just up, down, left, right, I don't know why those aren't there, but I think a lot of the other changes definitely are because it's like, well, now we see a profit for it. There's an easy way for us to distribute these things, which before on like a cartridge, it's not like you can really do an update on a cartridge. You can't, you could sell like this game 2.0, you know, with some of these other things added into it, but that's not going to work. It's like now there is
DLC is replaced instead of unlocking this character by doing a code,
and they're like, oh, we can really easily do this way, and we can make money off of it. You know.
See, and that's where I just liked. I mean, remember growing up, codes like Mortal Kombat, playing the Mortal Kombat games, you'd put like that is kind of there because you can do that in the new Mortal Kombat. That's kind of a code. We are getting a call on the Boomzies Skype phone. Let's hope
Cross
it works.
our fingers.
Cross our fingers. Hello, you called the Boomzies Skype phone.
Hey guys.
Hey Joe, what's going on?
Well, just thought about getting to your main topic about defunct diction. For the codes, honestly, I think the reason why we've lost the actual like codes themselves from video games is simply because the game companies have really just wanted to become more realistic in their games. I mean, do you see, kind of see what I'm saying? Right.
They want to get away from putting in codes and doing all these little kind of debuggings and just go to we're more realistic, going away from it's
No
kind of
more
more
big head
childish.
No
Is
big
that-
head mode.
Yeah, like almost because I mean, you guys probably know this, but like originally cheat codes way back in the day, in the '80s, were used to check for
Right.
check for the
It was like a
And I
debug
think
mode. You get into a debug mode and do all this crazy stuff.
right, and as just I think as the development times have on average increased, for like these older, for these newer games, on like the Xbox 360 and everything, as development times have increased, they do that more in house, and consequently have decided to just phase that out completely.
Well, because now we're doing more like betas. Instead of all of that testing being done literally on a cart, it's done in house. It's then put in a beta, and then it's put to disk. So do you think part of the reason is, too, because you kind of brought up a good point with the programmers, that it's limiting the access of the average gamer to these debug modes and these special coded modes that only the programmers can see? Do you think it's like, we don't want people to see all this language and coding we've done because whether people can steal it or hack it or do all these, dirty things people do with it?
Right, it's kind of their proprietary product. It's like
Right.
their baby. It's like it's like Wikipedia. You write your own article, but then anyone else can possibly change it. I don't think I would be extremely comfortable with that, knowing that just anyone could edit it.
So they're closing the back door now, so you don't have access to it. So only thing you can do is, like we were talking about, DLC or any kind of other front end way to get to these kind of special modes.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, you bring up a good point. I never even thought about it like that, but you bring up a good point.
Yep. Well, I'm a first-time caller. Just started watching your show, and you guys are pretty cool. I like your setup too. That's pretty awesome. You guys got that whole man cave set up. Like,
Well,
that's
thank
pretty
you.
awesome, man.
We try
right.
to not suck. That's the only thing. That's the best way. Our goal is to not suck. If we do that, if we do not suck, we've done our job.
All right, that sounds like a great goal, man.
Well, thanks for watching, man. And hey, feel free to call back, and thanks for calling and proving that our Skype works.
Yeah, for now.
No
now.
problem, man.
All right, see you,
Thanks.
Joe.
See ya.
But I mean, like, I still think with those codes and stuff, those cheats and all that, like, they can find a way around to still incorporate it onto the disc and not have people fuck with all their shit. You know what I mean?
I
there's ways they
understand
can
that,
get
but
around
I see his point of view that we are getting less from this. I mean, it was compared to today, the programming for the carts was very archaic. I mean, you're programming on these RAM and ROM, literally physical carts. All the data was on this.
Right.
Now you have just a CD, it's coded, and I think we'll go back to like encryption and stuff like that. You let somebody into the back door that doesn't look like it could do anything. I mean, maybe they could manipulate it. I mean,
Everybody can hack it.
everybody can hack, but I'm just saying
saying
hackers are very resourceful with the lockdowns we have now with a lot of the stuff in gaming. So you give them just a little breadcrumb, and they will find themselves in a way to do much worse, I think. So, but let's see what we've got here in the chat here. Super Star Wars was great. Oh, for the debug mode, yeah. And Scott Pilgrim vs. the World does have old-style cheat codes in it, yeah. There is even one of the levels that looks very debuggy kind of thing.
Of course, I mean, but that's a game that harkens to what it was.
Well,
So, I mean,
exactly.
that
and
makes sense why
that is what I miss,
missed
though, because it kind of goes back to the idea of talking with friends and like, oh man, did you know you could enter this code and do this? I mean, that's kind of along that, talking about passwords, which I mean, we kind of understand where passwords have gone. I mean, they're no longer necessary. You can store all your data on a save, and you don't need to put passwords in. But
That's something I don't really miss.
well, passwords, I mean, like the intuitive ones were kind of cool because you could go to certain levels, you know?
Yeah.
Like I remember watching GamePro TV, and they'd be like, all right, dudes, to get to this level in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, enter this password. And you'd put in the passwords, you'd write it down. Like,
As he's like skateboarding.
do you remember, like, here's what I remember, having the notebook of paper. I want to know if anybody in chat remembers having that spiral-bound notebook. That was like your guidebook, like codes and passwords. Like you'd write that all down, and it'd be scribbled down and all over the place. To me, that just felt...
I'd always be storing them in my strat guides. Like,
oh, see, and you'd put... So you're a little more organized. I just had the binder, and I always loved that because it was like, just Oh, we got a call on the Boomzies phone.
Yeah.
Let's take this call here. Hello, you've called the Boomzies phone. Who are we talking to?
This Monster of the Mist again.
What's up, Monster?
I had plans to go see the Rum Diaries with a girl, but that kind of fell through, so I'm kind of stuck here.
Hey, that's okay.
You guys are talking about codes and going into the back door of a game, right?
Right.
Well, it feels like this super secret thing only me and one or two of my friends know about in Halo Combat Evolved, the original one on Xbox. Basically, in the level where you first meet the Flood, you're being dropped off on this ship, right?
Right.
And there's like this whole in-game movie, and if you like press the left and right trigger repeatedly really fast until you land, you won't get off the ship, but the ship will bring you with it when it takes off again. And then you get deposited at the edge of the level. And so you can get out of the ship then, and then there's like this one other Marine that's with you. He doesn't move at all, but I just like to cap him.
So then you just fall to your death, or you stay up there? What happens?
No, you can like go around the whole level, or you can just go in and continue with the game. But I thought that was an interesting bug, and I have no idea how they figured that we would figure that out. But they put in a Marine guy there for you.
If you give gamers enough free time, they will find out ways to do these things.
Well, there's like that Smash Brothers thing that didn't come out to like 10 years after the game, or not 10 years.
What
but
was
like
that?
Where you can play as Master Hand, like that.
Oh,
only came out,
yeah,
like, last
the
year.
Master
It's like,
Hand
the
thing.
game's been out forever.
Exactly. Well, I'm sorry your night did not go as planned, Monster, but we're here for you.
At least you can show up here and have fun.
Yeah. I mean,
we're not attractive women.
No, we are not attractive women. That we are not. I have a halter top I can maybe borrow from the neighbors.
Actually, have you guys ever seen Where the Buffalo Roam with Bill Murray?
I have not.
Nope.
It's like the first Hunter S. Thompson movie, and he's like the best Hunter S. Thompson that you'll see.
That's cool.
Okay. Well, I'll put that on my to check out list.
Okay, I have one more question. Are
Yes,
you
sir.
guys Skyrim or Skyward Sword?
Skyrim.
I would be Skyward Sword out of the two. I don't think I'm buying either, but Skyward Sword above Skyrim.
Yeah.
I'm Skyward Sword too. All right.
Excellent choice,
I'll
sir.
talk to you later.
Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks. It's interesting. Skyward Sword, Skyrim. Like, I understand the sky in
The
it,
sky,
but like,
it's very
nothing
ingenious.
else.
Very ingenious.
Nothing else.
Yeah, they're like talking about writing down codes and all that.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I was talking about, lives or men, like when you play a game, you don't really have that. Like first-person shooters, Gears of War games, you just die and start at where you respawn. Yeah, you respawn or you start from your save point. But lives and men have kind of gone away because you don't have the level structure per se, where it's like, okay, you've died at the end of this level, you have to start at the beginning of the level. No, you start from your save point.
Yeah.
What do you think about the loss of lives, the loss of the one-up, the having...
I'm not as concerned about that. I understand that in sometimes, like, that adds a little bit of, kind of, not necessarily fright to the game, but adds a little bit more anticipation and stuff. Like, you got to be, like, really on your game because you've only got this certain amount of lives and, etc. But that's another thing that, like, I think that and passwords are the least of my concerns of stuff that we've lost.
So what is your biggest thing? Oh, I'm sorry, Brian Obi. I remember having to draw maps for old RPGs.
Yeah.
See, I remember that's the coolest thing.
I miss cloth maps, by the way.
I
kind
do
of
miss
a side
cloth maps.
note,
That's cool.
like cloth maps. Please bring those back.
And you know what? The other thing I miss, which just isn't available because games aren't in 2D, but I remember looking at magazines and they do maps of the level. Like, here's the map of the whole level. Like, oh my god, it's the whole level in one picture.
Yeah. And everything's like so tiny. You're like, well,
I think that's the name. Yeah, cool. I always love that stuff.
Yeah,
so
those are pretty rad.
But you were saying what are?
We'll pull up your little list there.
Oh, my little list.
I know.
I know what I think is gone, but
I have
to look at it now.
I mean, for me, 100% like unlockables within the game. Primarily for me, costumes. You just don't really get a lot of the unlockable costumes. You play through the game or do something specific in that game. Boom, unlock this costume. You can play through that. like Batman has that. You beat Batman and you go through and play in the costumes, but at the same time you got to pay for those costumes.
Right, you got to pay for the
You can't just
costumes.
unlock it. Like I remember in Spider-Man on I think the PS1 or Nintendo 64 was the Spider-Man I played. You play through that and you get all these costumes. You can play through the game in the costumes. Like that
See,
was
that's
super
what
cool.
I like that idea. Like it gives you motive to play through the game
Right,
again. You know,
exactly.
whereas if it's just like
it's a goal for you too.
well,
Not
in
necessarily just to
Battlefield,
play the game again.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 is really funny for me. When you play the online multiplayer, you unlock weapons, you unlock perks, right? But if you just start the game up, I don't know when this was released, but there's a $15 pack. No, pardon me. It's a $5 pack for each class, I think 15 for all, that will let you automatically unlock everything if you pay for it.
Yeah.
So instead of actually playing the game, you bought the game to play the game. You can pay more money to get less of an experience.
Yeah.
Which I just found was like really ironic. Oh, we got another call on the Boomzies phone here. Whoa, hey, you know.
Sorry.
You've called the wonderful Boomzies phone. Who are we talking to?
Hey, it's Emo Frostbite. I was in the chat. And,
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm just first-time caller and everything.
No, thanks for calling.
Welcome.
I was I was just saying on the codes and stuff why they're not there. I was thinking about maybe it's just because a lot of time now games are for online purposes, not like multiplayer. I just meant like tracking your scores and giving you achievements and stuff.
Right.
That might be a reason why they block it on this and stuff. So you have to try to break into it to get codes and stuff. And usually when hackers do that, yeah, they usually hack it and they get stuff on their account and like free money, and that goes all over the place.
That's true. That's a good point, man.
Yeah, I was just bringing that up. And also, I was watching, talking about lives and stuff, and I'm like, I'm starting to think about that. And, yeah, a lot of lives and stuff, they don't have anymore, and just, it's different,
Yeah, like there was a comment in the chat who said it. It's like, oh, SPOC, most games today have you recovering life by finding cover and taking a breather.
Right, exactly. You don't, like you're saying, you didn't have lives where you lost a life and then you had to start at a certain point. You just start from a save point, which has its ups and downs.
Or hide behind a wall.
Exactly. Well, thanks for calling in, man.
I like how, sorry, you can go.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I remember back when I was little, when I was little, there were still cheats and stuff around, but, well, barely, and then it started going away. Anyways, I still remember when I would play, arcade games, and then we'd have lives and stuff. We've been going away we've been mainly going away we've been going to, games that have, respawn, and, you go back to a checkpoint or something. And I'm missing some of the arcade games,
I'm with you. Well, and that's another good point too. Lives were necessary in arcade games because that's what sucked down your credits. They give you, here's 3 lives for 25 cents.
But that doesn't necessarily make sense in that sense with a home console.
Well, not with the home console, but that's why
right.
He's saying as he was growing up and home consoles were becoming more popular. I think that's really good point you kind of brought up. As arcades went away, home consoles got more popular. I think lives went away because that was an archaic form.
It's a moneymaker.
Yeah, it was trading lives for coins, and now you're paying $60 for all the lives you want.
Yeah. Well, that's mainly what I wanted to talk about. Everything. Say hi. I'm first time seeing your cast. Eddie Ruckus actually brought me here.
Oh, it's a Ruckus raid. Awesome. Well, thank you, sir, for following Eddie Ruckus's advice.
Also, I'm not going to boost my own channel. That's just dumb.
Well, what channel do you got? Tell us. We're more than happy to hear it.
I'm a streamer also. It's Emo Frostbite. Right now, I'm on my laptop. I can't really stream very many games. I can only stream old school games, which I kind of like because I like old school games and everything. But anyways, just check me out if you want to. But
okay, hey, if you took the time to call us up, we will pimp you out, man. So go check out Emo Frostbite, justin.tv/Emo Frostbite, correct?
Yes, that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in again.
Thanks for having me. And
hey,
bye.
anytime, man, anytime. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Good guy. Good guy. I like him.
Yeah, first time viewer and caller.
And
all
caller.
in one.
And thank you, Eddie Ruckus, for bringing us to him. Zig saying, I think health regeneration would be better if only half the damage you take recovers over time. Like in most fighting games, the rest must be restored by healing items and such. Yeah. And I think that's a convention that's been overused quite a bit, is the whole recovering, rehealing.
Yeah.
You can just rest and reheal.
It's like, oh, this bullet wound. Well, it's better now.
Well, it's better now. It's like when Eric and I will play Bad Company 2, we'll be the medics, and it's so epic.
Yeah.
Someone will get filled with bullets. We're like, defibrillator.
But it is fun to be
you
the
just
medic.
got
The
shot
medic
in the
is the one you want
head.
to play as,
You just
right?
got shot in the head, but I restarted your heart and you're better. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then I just like attacking people with the defibrillator too. Yeah.
Just over and
That's
over.
the one to play as. But I think, yeah, again, for me, like just unlocking through the game, like doing something specific in that game to unlock something unique, something fun. That's my number one thing that I miss.
Well,
you still see it occasionally, but
My question is now, is saving the next thing to go? Because now everything auto-saves. Like when you play a game, you'll see the game kind of hiccup and it's like auto-saving. A lot of games auto-save.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
I pray that it doesn't do the autosave because I like to get to a point. It's like, okay, now I've got two decisions to make. I will
Right.
save at that point and then make one decision, come back and then save a second save, come back, start my previous one,
Yeah.
make the second decision, start a new save that way. So I, really get the dichotomy of whatever it is. And I don't have to just go on YouTube and make, okay, well that's what that decision will do, and that's what I would rather just experience myself.
See, and that's why, I would love saves to stay around, but I just see a lot of times, what I don't like is when you reach a certain threshold and all of a sudden it just says auto-saving, and you don't, it's not like into the level at auto-saves, it's just auto-saves at random points, which is great, if you die, but
Yeah. It saves some
I'd
frustration.
like some control over that, like you said. I wouldn't want to see that go away at all. One of the newer lexicons, or the newest grammars that have come in, achievements, of course, is the new thing. That's achievements or platinum in a game, which I remember personally when you played games and beat them for personal achievement. You know what I mean? Like, I just beat Sonic 2, That's just an awesome achievement. I don't have any, I don't get any kind of points or any kind of...
It was nice to have the proof for something to sit
but
there.
But see, I just remember a time when it was like, hey, I did this because I wanted to do this. Like, I just wanted to show how awesome I am at this game.
Well, you still get that. You can still get that experience, and just now you've got this achievement or this trophy.
But does that
devalue your?
Well,
experience?
I think it devalues it because you did it because you wanted to. You weren't trying to attain points.
Nah.
You weren't trying to go for something. You're just like, it's because me. I want to be the best.
I don't think
at this game.
trophies and achievements devalue your.
You don't think so?
Your personal thing. I don't think so.
To
you're
me,
still doing everything
you're
you
still
wanted
doing
to
it,
do.
but I'm like, I want to have. I mean, I just
now
want
those people
to do
that
it because
those
they
people
want
that play
to,
those people
not
that
because
play.
they have. I don't. To me, just say, well, I got 1,000 out of 1,000. It's like, well, great, but why not just do it because you want to do it? Like, you were just showing your skill. It had nothing to do with points or like ECOC show off. Like, look at how big mine is.
Sure, that's those people that go out there and play like Avatar for the 360 just to get that 1,000 achievements in like 2 minutes. Like, that's those people. But I mean, for the people that still want that personal experience and that personal, like, oh yeah, cool, I beat the shit out of that. Like, that's cool. I mean, you had casts where you go to get a specific achievement. You've had 2 casts that are.
That's true.
What is this?
Are we having an earthquake?
Are we having an earthquake? I think we're in Kansas.
In Kansas. That's got to be an earthquake.
That has. I've never felt.
We're downstairs in a basement and it's moving around. Holy crap!
Well,
good thing I had those shelves up. Yeah. What the hell? That was creepy, man.
And it was so subtle. It was kind of like
it was just like grooving. It almost felt like love.
I was, honestly, because like earthquake, Kansas, not gonna happen. What I was a little worried about, sinkholes. That freaks the shit. Sinkholes freak the hell out of me.
What's a sinkhole?
Sinkhole is where just the ground is gone. Like, it'll happen in like super quick. Just shit goes down. Like, people die in sinkholes. Like, they happen all the time. Like, Missouri has them. Like, Arkansas, around these areas, sinkholes, man. I haven't heard of any like Wichita and stuff like that. But
way to freak me out now, man.
Well, actually, downtown. Remember in downtown Wichita, whenever they had that water main on Douglas, that was a sinkhole in Wichita.
We're all gonna die. It's all over. Either the earthquakes or the sinkholes are gonna get you, man. There's no getting away from it.
Man, that was weird.
That was cool. Wow. Someone's calling you up. Did you get the... It was an earthquake. He's going to talk to somebody about the earthquake.
Yes. Did you guys have an earthquake too? Okay, when you were in
Whoa.
Hayesville? That was all the way in Hayesville. We
Hayesville.
are like 30 minutes away from Hayesville.
Wow.
And they felt it in Hayesville. That was trippy, man.
Creepy. Anyway, back to yeah, I'm hearing some people here.
All right.
Achievements, in my opinion, are overrated. They mean nothing more than just an ego boost unless it comes with something else in the game. Like, see, that's my point. I just see people going for the achievements that are on the achievement list. But what about achievements that aren't on the list that are sometimes, it's just, I would say it's a personal goal. No one tells you to do it. You just do it because you have the get up and go to do it. That's my opinion. That's why I think it's better to not have it, because then you're having the personal
I don't think it matters.
gumption, the balls.
I think you still get that, and then yeah, now the chat's catching up to all of our to everything that just happened. That's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty gnarly.
That is pretty weird.
But,
earthquake time. The other thing I was looking at is
that's cool that we have that on tape too.
we do have that on tape. That's
like
weird.
that.
We'll have to send that in. Like, you remember when I was 29 and
look
we
at
had
these
the
guys.
earthquake?
The subtle shaking. It's so
Oh
dangerous.
my god! You think you've got it bad in third world countries? We shook at least a couple inches. But I remember when games, now something that wasn't around when I was young that is here, tutorials. And I don't know if you've seen that Ego Raptor video that perfectly describes what I feel about tutorials and how games used to teach you, as you played the game, how to play it. Instead of being like, Mega Man, you need to do this. This guy does this. Or like having those big controller diagrams like, here's all the buttons. It actually, taught you. It was, as Ego Raptor said, conveyance. It conveyed what the game did and how to get through the levels in Mega Man X. And it's a perfect video. Just look up Ego Raptor, Mega Man X. Perfect video that talks about this. And I think we've lost a bit of intuitiveness when we throw these huge tutorials or people these big screens of, here's all your buttons. I think we've lost a bit of that very sleek, intuitive conveyance of how to play the game.
Yeah. Sorry,
I took a long time doing this, and you're like,
yeah.
Great job, Brian. Way to talk.
So you think they're essential? They need to come back?
I think we need to get. I mean, now tutorials have their place, but I think they should be scaled way back and be made more intuitive within the game.
Yeah.
Because I think we're at a time now that games
I think
are becoming more difficult. They're becoming more difficult for new players to come in. But if you make it intuitive and just let somebody play the game,
Metal Gear Solid does a good job at it. I think
they do a good job. They talk you through it.
Yeah,
as
it's very. I mean, Metal Gear Solid is very story driven, anyways, and I think that's how they tweak it in there. So.
Exactly. So I'm just going for the more intuitive way instead of going for tutorials, because it has their place in more difficult games, but it's not always the way to go. So. And then we're talking about built-in costumes, not DLC, and then unlocking because DLC are talked about. Now, I did talk to some people and say that, you look at, we're talking about some of the things have transformed. What game lexicon from old has kind of evolved into something new that you remember, something you remember from old that has kind of changed or gotten better, evolved,
Oh, did you have a good answer to that? Because I'm trying.
Well, like. We were talking about, I think last night, I guess multiplayer has a little bit different meaning now, I mean, multiplayer used to be like, oh, is it multiplayer? Oh, yeah, you hook with 4 controllers, you can play with your buds, or you can hook in 2 players. Now, multiplayer has
it's split
so
up,
many different meanings.
It's split into 2 different, you've got, the 2 different dichotomies.
Well, before, and, there wasn't,
so
before the Street Fighter 2, versus games and that stuff, most games that were multiplayer were... you had your versus or you're working together. That was kind of thing. And then Street Fighter 2 came out, and then it was like versus became a huge thing. It was like you're going against each other, and not just like for score. Like in Mrs. Pac-Man or Galaga, you're just going 2 players switching off. You're doing your score, and then I'm doing my run, and we're going to see who gets the better score.
I wouldn't consider like early Pac-Man a multiplayer game.
Well, it's not but that's what I'm saying. That was multiplayer. You'd say 1 or 2 players, 2 players. you're all playing, or like Mario Brothers, the very first Super Mario Brothers, you could play 2 players, but you're switching off and on. Right. One plays Mario, one plays Luigi.
You play the arcade Mario versus.
Well, then that's different, right? But then I think we advanced and said, okay, multiplayer's now 2 people on the screen at once, co-op, versus, and now our world has gone in MMOs and online multiplayer and team versus. Yeah. I mean, I don't think when people envisioned Pac-Man and Galaga, we saw exactly what multiplayer was going to turn into 30 years down the road.
No. I mean, I think we're not in a bad position with multiplayer. I think like when we had our couch co-op episode, I think all those points are still valid. I think multiplayer's evolved, like, rightfully so.
Exactly. Oh, thank you, 13th Arcana. Yes, that's the video you're talking about. Mega Man. Hey, listen. Yeah, that is the quintessential tutorial. The Link to the Past. Hey, listen, and they'll go long bit of text to tell you to do something. That is the ultimate annoying tutorial.
Yeah. Well, and then it's like, what was it in Zelda? Navi.
Yeah.
Navi was yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of the same thing. But so I think it makes sense. I mean, I think some things have changed.
Well, and manuals is another thing that I was going to talk about. That manuals have gone away. I mean, remember when you get a game and you had this awesome like multi-page manual and you look through it and here's the story, and now it's like, here's a black and white 2-page insert.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I mean, it needs to be there in some sense, either digitally on the disc, like a way to me go in there and be introduced to these characters, kind of read their story. I think that should still probably be in your physical manual. As far as like controller, or like how to play the game, like your functions, your buttons, and all that stuff. Right. Put that on the.
Yeah, but see, I like looking through the game, and they like, especially when you buy a game. Like, I remember buying a game, opening it before I got home, and looking through the instruction manual. I remember Super Mario 3. I bought that game, opened it up, and looked through the manual on the way home as my parents are driving. I'm like, oh my god, the Tanuki? What? Oh, what is? Oh, the raccoon? What is all this? And I'm just looking through this, freaking out, like.
But that's the good portion of your manuals is the characters and the
characters.
But as far as like what a manual is, put that on the disc. I don't care about that.
I love manuals though. I love manuals.
Yeah, but I mean like the manual as far as like let's just give us an art book with every game. Game publishers.
Art book with every game.
Replace manuals with art books.
You heard it here first, folks. Landon demands it. It must happen.
It must happen.
If you don't do it, Landon will kill you.
Otherwise, there will be an earthquake in your area.
That will move you a couple inches.
Mm-hmm. It's not scary.
No, not at all.
It was pretty cool, though.
It was freaky, though, at first, because I was like...
Because I'm just kind of like, wait, what's going on?
We're shaking a little bit. Huh.
At first, I thought it was just me. I was like,
right, you're shaking.
You're doing
but then when I felt everything going, I felt it was very disorientating.
Okay. Well,
all right. Well, I think any, and we're kind of looking here.
We can take one last call, maybe.
Yes, one last call if anybody has. 4-player split screen on an old small TV is impossible. Yeah, I had a cousin who had an old black and white TV with his Genesis.
Yeah.
And trying to play Sonic 2, even 2-player on that.
Just shoot yourself.
Oh yeah, that's it. Ever have a big CRT with Saturn Bomberman and 10 players? No. Actually, that was one of my friends was like, dude, do you have Saturn Bomberman? I'm like, no, I only have
just I really want to get that,
Yeah, Saturn Bomberman is the bomb diggity.
But then you got to get the controller adapter port thing.
Yeah,
you even get that, which I've got that. I've got probably like 7 Saturn controllers.
Yeah.
I don't have enough to do the 10, but I don't have the game anyways.
See.
So
one of these
maybe
days,
take the game before.
Yeah, you probably want to. You're putting the cart before the horse in that one there. So.
Well, do you want to tell them what we got going on next week?
Yeah, let's talk to them a little about next week's topic here. Next week, boys and girls, we're going to be talking about, if I can get this correct, Nintendo, what Nintendo does. With gamers demanding the localization of Xenoblade, Last Story, and Pandora's Tower, what issues are stopping Nintendo from giving them what they want? Kind of a topic I had been talking with some friends, and we discussed a bit. It's been on the radar for a while, but it's one of those things that I think has hit the forefront with a lot of the games as of late Nintendo's put out, and they are still demanding it. So kind of
it hasn't gone away. Like
no, it hasn't.
I think maybe they kind of expected like, okay, let's go to this point, and it's gone away. Like, dude, this has been going on for a while now. I mean, people want this shit.
And that's the thing. They're like impassioned about this. It's not just like, oh, we'd like this. I mean, they are vehemently saying, Nintendo, you should bring this out. You know, we're going to buy this. So we're going to talk next week really about kind of both sides. You know, talk about, you know, everything that goes on with these gamers that want all of these.
We'll give it a good breakdown.
Yeah, and then of course Nintendo's side, where they're coming from, and you know, is there a right or wrong side? Who is right or wrong?
Who's to say?
Who is to say? We're to say,
We're to
Landon. We're to say, because
this is the saying show. We say things.
We do say things, Landon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's just our new slogan. Boomzies, we say things.
Mass Geek Debate. Pff,
no,
we say things.
Words come out of our mouth, so enjoy it.
So yeah,
And
cool. Well,
love it.
So everybody definitely show up for that one.
Yes,
It'll be fun.
check that out. Of course, if this is your first time viewing us here on Just.TV, please give us a follow.
Yep.
I'm not begging. I
Maybe a
can.
little bit.
I can.
Maybe.
I haven't got to that point yet. But if you do enjoy what we do, even if you hate what we do, follow us.
Yeah.
And spread the... Oh, we got one more call
It's
here.
our last call.
It's the last call tonight. Hello, you're the last caller on Boomzies tonight. And
done.
That's it. He was
Well,
woo,
he just
make
wanted
this
to be
one
in
short. Get on in there. He just wanted to say I was the last caller.
you just want to make sure we
See,
go through.
he's one of those people that wanted the achievement of being the last caller, yet didn't want the notoriety. See,
It's like the people that
way
first.
to go. Yeah,
First.
first, last. That's going to be the new thing on Boomzies. But yeah, give us a follow here on Just Now TV, or if you're watching us on YouTube, give us a subscribe. Of course, check out our website.
We do a lot of other things other
we
than just
do-
Boomzies. We're
Exactly. We are part of Substance TV,
Yeah.
and
Check that
we
out
got a
here.
new article on the website about level 20 something. Great new video game show. Check it out website. Yeah, check there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right here. I always get this confused. My left and my right. I'm like in a mirror here, man.
Yeah.
So join us next week for that topic of discussion. And
Thanks again for showing up.
yeah,
We'll be on 20 next time. Super cool.
we will be on 20. Can you believe that, man?
It's exciting.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So anyway, we'll see you guys next week. For Brian,
And Landon.
until then.
Yeah.
See y'all.